So I chose this topic. It's for an NSF grant that we had at UW-Stout. It's actually called the Lakes RU program. And the idea behind it is to work on removing phosphorus and soil erosion from our waterways. Basically, this is a big problem because it leads to, with the excess phosphorus, it leads to, I guess, larger blue-green algal blooms. And with those larger blue-green algal blooms, it leads to water toxicity. It can become a public health issue, so we really need to fix it in my community. I was working with farmers, and it's really difficult to get farmers to take surveys. First of all, they're so busy, they're always out in the field, and we were surveying in their busiest season. We had a lot of large rainstorms this year, so it made it difficult for farmers in that sense, that they were always so busy worrying about what sort of runoff had happened in their fields, what was destroyed, what was okay. Another big issue, I guess, is just community and farms working together. And we found that if communities and farmers work together, they can really make a lot of changes to improve the lakes and water quality in the area. We sent out surveys to every farmer within the Red Cedar watershed in northwestern Wisconsin, and it was all quantitative questions with a few qualitative research methods. We went out to farms and gave the surveys directly, and we took notes, field notes, based off of what people had said. So mainly the surveys, but we had the background from the farmers directly, from their exact experiences, which I think is critical to have both the qualitative and quantitative aspects to it. I guess the biggest surprises that we had were that farmers, it's actually on this graph, it's that idea of closeness centrality, that farmers can be on the outside of a network but still be very important and key to the network and gain all the information from the network. So we found that farmers on the outside of the network rather than central to the network with larger connections were key players when it came to implementing best management practices. So it was really surprising because you'd think that anybody who has more connections to more information and more resources would be the ones who are using more management practices. But realistically, since farmers are in competition with each other, they tend to leave each other out of some management practices if they can get ahead with them. And that's sort of why I believe that farmers made it to the outside of networks and had better best management practices. All of our research is going directly to community organizations, whether it's the County Land Conservation Division, Wisconsin DNR, it's going to the Lake Menominee and Tainter Improvement Association, several other organizations that are committed to changing this because it's a real issue. Also, there's potential for EPA funding because this is an EPA impaired TMDL watershed. Since it's so impaired and is not in good shape, we need to fix it. So I honestly think that this research, along with all of my colleagues who did research projects similar, is going to be very critical in the future of at least our watershed and hopefully watersheds throughout the nation and the world, because it's a big issue everywhere.